You may have seen this meme floating around the internet. Michael Jackson's momentary lapse in his speech, revealing a much deeper voice than what we have expected from the King of Pop.
Can you hear me? Okay.
However, this clip of Michael Jackson being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been doctored for dramatic effect, as demonstrated in the original.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Although Michael Jackson's ability to suddenly drop out of his regular speaking voice is apparent during his 2002 Billboard Awards satellite message.
I heard about that.
I'm a big fan of yours, by the way.
Right on, Mike. Big fan here too, man.
You know
this, man.
You know this, man.
Right on, y'all. Big up Chris Tucker, Michael Jackson, y'all.
You know this, man.
You hear how low his voice got? He said, you know this, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Long time ago, I was working at right on, y'all. Big up Chris.
Although Michael Jackson's real
I was working at this building. It was a long building, about 2 blocks long. I was an on-site technician. I was a copier printer technician. And my job was, of course, to go to the offices and repair the machines, stuff like that. Anyway, there was a guy in there, right? And I was talking to this guy. I don't know how we got on the subject of Michael Jackson. And he said he knew the family personally. And he told me back then, in 2005, that Michael Jackson had a deep voice. I was like, get out of here. He said, yes, he do. He said, Michael Jackson be, hey, man, what the heck? And he said Michael Jackson, in a regular deep voice, you know, just talking like any other regular tone man, you know, not so innocent, using profanity at times and stuff like that. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I'm
real
serious.
speaking voice has been much speculated, with many of those that knew Michael Jackson more intimately attesting to his much deeper, more masculine natural voice, including director Spike Lee, Liza Minnelli, and others.
And his voice is deep. It was between where you think Michael Jackson is and Prince. It was in between that. It was just like, it was kind of like, I don't have a deep voice. Listen, so I think Michael's was like a, so what kind of cartoons do you watch? It was deadpan like that though.
Cartoons you watch.
It was looking square in my eyes. So what kind of cartoon do you watch?
At a certain point, Michael looked up and said, damn, I thought those weren't gonna never leave. Now, and he says this, not in, damn, I don't think put something else. He says it like a black man would say, damn, I thought was gonna never leave. Then he got up and walked out. And my friend was saying, he was sitting there like, so this is what I'm talking about, the shape-shifting thing. That voice, read Lisa Presley, his wife, on Michael Jackson. She says time and time again, that voice was a construction. It was a strategy, it was a mask.
This more authoritative voice is uncharacteristic of the high-pitched, airy tone we all remember Jackson for, as well as his typically humble, polite, and sensitive manner.
An inspiration, I wish you a very happy Christmas and a peaceful New Year. I look forward to seeing you soon, and I love you all dearly. Thank you very much.
But this deeper voice was showcased publicly during some high-profile
I mean, you
performances
know,
for
come on.
dramatic effect.
I mean, you know, his voice it was deeper than normal, but I don't think it was as deep as normally he can get it. But what I'm saying is, you know, he still had like a soft tone to it. You know, it wasn't like a masculine, you know, real masculine, deep type voice. You see what I'm saying? So, nah, I don't think so. You know, so that one right there, you know, we'll give him that. You know, but nah, it wasn't that deep.
Effect, including his 1993 Super Bowl halftime show and while on his 96 to 97 History World Tour.
Today, we stand.
Michael Jackson also personally voiced his King of Pop character for the 2000 video game release Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2, where he speaks in a lower register than his usual speaking voice.
Now check this out. This is his real voice that he's using for this character, for this video game character. Check it out. I'm serious. I'm not making this up. This is his voice.
They call me the king of pop. I'm gonna dance all over you. Michael Jackson. So you be bad, huh? I don't move over for no one.
Was this Michael Jackson's, quote, real voice? Or
Yeah,
was he
he
merely
was a real
voicing
voice.
the character he was asked to play as part of the boxing game? Much like he did for his mayor character.
What do you mean the character he played for the Mad Boxing game? Come on now. That was his voice. I believe it was his voice. He just said that he was using his real voice, and then he's gonna say, or was it? You know, come on. Unless he's referring to him talking through a box machine.
During the extended video for Ghosts, released in 1996. Jackson's ability to disguise his voice and play around creating characters is confirmed by those who knew him personally, with several famous faces being fooled by the King of Pop's lifelong love of prank calling those that he knew.
Russell Crowe, what was the thing with Michael Jackson? This is such an odd story. What?
Oh, he just got into the habit of wherever I was staying, he'd just call the hotel and ask for my room and put on funny voices. Yeah, I know. I'd never met him, you know. But he would always start off being kind of gruff, like he was the hotel management and there was some kind of problem, you know.
I'd say that's less surprising than saying you're Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and then if I got kind of irritated, he'd go, oh. Don't worry, Rex, it's only Michael.
Michael Jackson's ability to shapeshift his voice is showcased when he was in fact prank called himself
Weird.
by Ralph Ridge in 2007.
I mean, he said wherever he was staying. He said he didn't know Michael Jackson up from Adam. He said wherever he was staying, Michael would call him and do prank calls. You know, I know Michael, they say he had still had the child in him because when he was younger, he was restricted from going out playing with the other boys in the playgrounds, this, that, and the other, because his dad didn't want him to damage his voice, you know, by accident. You know how kids, you know, boys play rough and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, that's kind of very childish. Wow. Kind of feeling sorry for the guy a little bit. I mean, very talented, but at the same time, you know, he lost out a lot, you know, in his childhood, growing up. It's weird.
2007. During the conversation, he posed as his own assistant before taking the call.
Who's speaking, please? Akon. 1 minute, please. Thanks. Hello?
Hello?
Akon.
Hold on a second, hold on. The guy who answered the phone sounds fake.
Yeah. It sounds like Michael Jackson pretending to be somebody else.
And then when he realized it was a prank, he skillfully disguised his voice entirely, stating that he was never Michael Jackson in the first place.
Where's Michael? You thought you were talking to Michael, didn't you? That's really funny, guy.
I cannot feature the full clips in this video, but I've put a link in the description box so you can check out the full call for yourself. However, later in life, it appears that Michael Jackson became more comfortable using the lower register of his speaking voice during numerous appearances he made in 2006, including the World Music Awards and a tribute to James Brown.
Hello? What I'm gonna say is brief, but to the point. James Brown is my greatest inspiration. Ever since I was a small child, no more than like 6 years old, my mother would wake me no matter what time it was. I was sleeping, no matter what I was doing, to watch the television to see the master at work. And when I saw him move, I was mesmerized. I've never seen a performer perform like James Brown, and right then and there, I knew that was exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life because of James Brown.
Wow. This is for you.
Wow.
This is a message for you. This is everyone saying hello.
Thank you. This means the world to me. It really does. Thank you so much.
I know.
I'm a big fan, really.
Wow.
This means a lot.
Did y'all hear how deep his voice was? This is a very good, thank you. I'm a really big fan. Yeah, okay. So basically all that was true, what I heard back then. Look, let me tell you something. I didn't believe my man back then, and back in 2005. I didn't believe him.
When Quincy Jones and Bruce Swedien and Rod Temperton and myself created the Thriller album, it was my dream that Thriller would become the biggest selling album ever.
Well, you know, no matter what people say, you know, as far as Michael Jackson, he's long gone, and you know, may he rest in peace. A lot of entertainers, you know, they, the ones that are big stars, the ones that, you know, change people's lives, change the dynamic of the music industry. I mean, he broke records in his album sales. I mean, just incredible life he had. But he also made a lot of sacrifices. He didn't make it. His dad made a lot of sacrifices for his brothers. And I understand that. You got a big family, you got to feed them. But no matter what anybody say about him, he was the greatest and the king of pop. So you have to give that to him. Very talented. Left this planet too soon. And again, I give all honor to Michael Jackson because again, he grew up in my era. We grew up in the same era. And so you have to give him credit for that. You have to give him credit for that. What credit's due.